Well, the stock market dropping again. Foreign markets, of course, overnight were hit. It's a combination of things. We've got terror, we've got woes about the Fed, central banks, and, of course, the Brexit vote weighing very heavy on investors. Let's go to Gary Kaltbaum and Scott Martin. Gary, just how fragile do you think the market is right now?
Well, look, I'm sitting here in Orlando, and you had another terror attack. And, Charles, you and I always talk about terror attacks, that they're isolated and markets always come back. But I'm not so sure they're isolated anymore. I was making a list of all the attacks over the last few months, and there are quite a few. And you add in the word uncertainty, which is the Fed this week, and now the UK vote, which arguably they may leave the European Union. And you got markets that are just sitting there, just waiting to explode. And I'm hoping all heads are cool and things can move forward.
I think one of the things, too, Scott, that we have to understand is that what happened in Orlando over the weekend certainly probably will influence the Brexit vote, and which already had momentum to getting out. And this gives it even more of a chance that the British will actually vote to leave the European Union. What does that do to the market?
I think that's destabilizing. I mean, clearly, as you've seen the vote get more narrow as far as the chances of Britain leaving, the market's gotten a little bit more unstable. We've seen gold rally. We've seen European equities come off. So I think you're right, Charles. I mean, I think the terrible event in Orlando is just one of those things that can push the vote that way. The one thing I would caution, though, the investor, though, is that the economy is not in great shape. Let's be real. But to equivocate the economy and the markets here may not be exactly the right math, because interest rates are on the floor. The Fed and other central banks around the world are very accommodative. I think that helps put a floor, at least some sort of base on price, to where we don't fall off a cliff.
Yeah, and Gary, I should have started off offering condolences, because you're located very close to where all of this went down. And of course, our hearts go out to all of people in Orlando. There is a sort of pessimism, though, that's been increasing, if you will, in this country. And you wonder sometimes if that's got to have an influence on the stock market, whether it's people dropping out of the job market, lack of entrepreneurship, the dearth of birth rates, just a big, giant wave of pessimism. And this stuff doesn't help.
The intangible confidence, that one word confidence, means a ton. And when you have San Bernardino, then this, Paris, Istanbul, there was somebody, I think, tried to blow himself up in Shanghai. When that pervades the news, it gets a lot of people thinking. And then, of course, everything else. We have an election here, arguably the most important election, and such negative talk coming out of both sides. People are down in the mouth and dour and wondering what's next. Then you add in fundamentals that we talk about, Charles.
Right.
Earnings have been going south. Revenues have been going south.
Right.
And for me, the only savior is that all these central banks have the pedal down to the floor, and I think that's about all we've got at this point.
And there's no more room for the pedal to go any further down. Once again, Gary, our sympathies and prayers to everyone there. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.